back to the N.y.a show because guess what? It's the first episode of 2023. You know, here we are. Let me see. All right, back to Sharon. All right, back to me. Welcome back. N.y.a show episode 103 as we discuss the topics of the day. It's the new year. It's 2023. Man, everything that you have on the agenda, you do. You know what I'm saying? My whole goal of the year is to keep pushing myself forward, keep staying on here, breaking it down every week because every week is something that's going on. So, once again, everybody that support me, happy New Year. Do what you gotta do. Motto of the year: do what you gotta do. So here we are. First story that we're gonna get into is, of course, Manhattan Pharma millionaire convicted of killing her son dies after U.S. Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor denies the bail. So here you are, this woman who was convicted of killing her 8-year-old autistic son was found dead in her Brooklyn apartment. Also, a thing I had to notice too is I gotta watch how I talk because TikTok takes my sounds down. I don't know if y'all follow on TikTok. It's the N.y.a show. TikTok takes my clips and mutes them. I think when I'm using N-word thing like that, I'm getting muted out and all that. And those like some of my best clips when I'm like, I gotta watch how I'm talking on here, so I gotta watch my words. Autistic. All right, so this woman was a millionaire convicted of killing her 8-year-old son, autistic son. She was found dead in her Brooklyn apartment just hours after the United States U.S. Supreme Court justice told him like, you got to come bring your ass back to jail. So Gigijordan, she was 62. You know, RIP to her. She's out. You know, she's out of here. She, like I said, she was in Brooklyn. Supreme Court Justice Soniasotomayor issued an order for Thursday that required her to return to prison while they considered her case because, of course, she was going to appeal her case. They're unsure what happened to her, of course, but we know what happened. She got that news that Monday morning after you pop them bottles, open up the, you know what I'm saying, you pop them bottles, you need to have your ass back, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and turn yourself in until we can get this whole thing figured out. And of course, what it seems to be, she said, nah, you know what I'm saying, nah, I ain't going. So of course, her people, she talked to her lawyer and stuff, and the day before, everything seemed fine. She gave him a butt dial. Then the next morning, they got calls that she was gone and she was out. That's her son right there. She was appealing her case because they said that the courtroom took a 15-minute break for them to hear arguments about emailing a web post and accusing the court of undermining the fairness of the trial. So that's what they were arguing before the Supreme Court. So now they got to the point where they were like, all right, that didn't keep her from not getting a better trial and things of that nature. Her appeal, but Jordan, she was, told that they reversed, they reversed her. You get to be chilling out there out there and free while we get this whole thing figured out before your sentencing because she got sentenced to 8. They were given her 18 years, for the murder. And if you did, it's just so we're clear of what this lady did. She was convicted of a 2014 manslaughter for killing her son, Jude Mira, in a room in Peninsula hotel in Manhattan. Said that this lady fed her son a deadly cocktail. She mixed up the boy some orange juice, apple juice, probably even gave my boy a sippy straw and mixed in painkillers, tranquilizers, and sleeping pills and killed, and alcohol. So she had it was supposed to be a murder-suicide, but she had no consideration for this young man. And guess what? They were left this young man. He was dying in a $2,300 a night suite, and on the laptop she was trying to pull $125,000 from his trust fund. So before the boy can get cold, his mom was out here trying to pull money from the trust because guess what? She was about to hit the street, and it's so weird that she was in Pharma and she couldn't find better routes to try and help her son other than trying to take him out. And then try to get his money. So let's stop this whole, I was trying to protect him. You ain't even let the boy get cold. He was still warm, and you went ahead and you started, let me see what money I can get. Let me see what can I do. So no respect for the young man. Now, I want to also talk about something I was speaking with my stylist about earlier this weekend, which was as we do enter the 2023 year, I myself am always, thankful for all the American soldiers that go out there and risk your life, kill everything so we can have the freedoms that we have over here. But as what's going on right now, I said I could never really tell if they may get that call and say, you know what, remember you got that Pell Grant, and all the other stuff that, they tell all them young boys that. we need y'all boys to come on out here because looks like China has sailed warships near Guam and a warning to the U.S. over Taiwan. You had the tensions growing between the United States and China when it comes to Taiwan because Taiwan is a place that is independent, sovereign. It does not say that we're not part of China, and China is on a big front of one China. So it's like really get down to lay down kind of energy, and you can tell that things are brewing again. Even more, and intimidation tactics are happening because they are selling aircraft near the territory. So basically, like showing, putting our warships running drills out here, just letting y'all know that we not playing. You know what I'm saying? We're not playing at all. The Chinese fleet has already spurred several clashes with U.S. allies in the region, most recently by conducting roughly 260 takeoffs and landing drills near Japanese island of Okinawa, home of a major U.S. military presence. The operations prompted the Japanese Air Force to scramble fighter jets and helicopters as a destroyer and other elements of its self-defense forces. Now, they're saying China has said that we have no intentions of doing anything. These statements are not coming directly from anybody that's directly in charge. So let's make that clear. But the plan is that we are only here showing that we're ready to defend against the potential U.S. attacks launched there, including the military interference attempts over the Taiwan question. China wants Taiwan to be China, the same way they putting that pressure on Hong Kong. And they're saying that we don't have no plans to put no MAC down. We don't have plans to put no MAC down. But if you get in this situation, try to snoop your head into it when we trying to go about this our way, we will not fail to national security crackdown, and we will continue to put ourselves in a position to defend what we're doing. And Washington and Beijing, the tensions are getting higher. They already was mad at us because the Chinese China already condemned us because Biden made COVID tests required for those traveling from China. Then he said it was a lack of adequate and transparent data from the government in Beijing about how the cases were going. So they were already tough, tight with Biden over that. And they've talked and had conversations. And at the same time, they were also mad because House Speaker recently, who stepped down, House Speaker, went to visit Taiwan in August, a move that the Democrats and that White House put themselves away from, distancing themselves, and said that was an independent decision of her to go out there. They was not feeling that as well. So China, like they said, China will never attack U.S. military bases in Guam as long as the U.S. military does not attack China or interfere in the Taiwan question. A Chinese analyst wrote, but having such capabilities is a deterrent against potential U.S. provocation. So it's just like, hey, just letting y'all know that we will push the button. We'll let y'all know that we're not playing. That's the situation that's going on between China, United States, and China and Taiwan. Taiwan and China got their own issues going on. And kind of similar to the Russian and Ukraine thing. At sometimes you gotta take your nose out of other people's shit. Now I want to send an RIP to this young man, Danielgordon, 24 years old, right over here in the area that where I be, not too far from where I be. He a tire shop employee this morning. He was killed by a customer who thought that his car was being stolen. Let's dive into it. One person is dead, and another is currently behind bars after a shooting at a tire shop Saturday morning. It was over here at Tiresplus on DeKalb Industrial Way. It was around 1:30 p.m. that they got a call about Danielgordon suffering from gunshot wounds, who was an employee there. According to the authorities, the suspect, McDowell, last name McDowell, is 30, had taken his car to the tire shop for service. Authorities say at some point Gordon started to drive the victim, like I said, RP his brother, because I even got people that know this brother. Yeah, let me put his face on the screen. I got people that even know myself. Yeah, I know people that know this brother. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hearts is broken. It was a sad way for this man to essentially kill him because he thought that his car was being stolen by people that he was paying to get his brakes fixed. It was reported that they were saying that Gordon, they thought that Gordon was trying to steal his car and fire multiple shots, shooting the victim. He ran away on foot, but the officer was obviously able to get this nigga. You wasn't about to get too far on foot, my G. You can't even feel sad. Yeah, you can't even feel safe at work. Like you said, it's not an issue of wrong place, wrong time. Not an issue of maybe he should have did that. Maybe he should have did this. He was at work doing his job, and this dude freaked out and overreacted and pulled out a gun and killed this man. Went to the hospital where he later died. Like I said, you can't beat the. Like I said, he behind bars, facing murder charges right now. This young man, this guy. He was excited about his new about this job. He had been on the job this year. So once again, RIP to him because there's people hurting right now, and this dude completely overreacted and started firing at a guy that he thought was still in his car when all the young man was doing was testing the car to see how the brakes really were. And he was about to go into, take it, go in the shop and do what he was supposed to do. The dude was supposed to come back and pay. But I don't even know how this dude even got it in his mind. That was like, all right, some sticky stuff is going on, so I should go about it this way. But hey, that's neither here or there. RIP to this young man that lost his life. Like I said, Danielgordon, RIP to him and everybody that sending thoughts and prayers out to everybody that knew him. Once again, it's the N.y.a show. Hate to come into the year popping it off like this, but it's people who literally there's a lot of people who are only thinking like, man, I'm trying to cross that finish line into the new year. And then after you've been crossing to the new year, you got to worry about the next day. And here you are, the next day, you're trying to enjoy your life, go about work in the new year, and some fool come take your life. It's the N.y.a show, episode 103. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, all of these things. Follow, like I said, follow me on TikTok at the N.y.a show. Let me know what you think about the stories for this week. Once again, it's the N.y.a show. I appreciate y'all.